Hello, my name is Jackie Hill and I am the instruction librarian here at Moye Library. Today I'd like to talk to you about locating information resources for your education classes. So we're actually going to do sort of three different things today. We're going to look at doing preliminary research in a reference database like Credo. Then we're going to look at a subject-specific database. The one we're going to look at today is entitled ERIC. And then we're going to search for peer-reviewed articles in Worldcat Discovery. So we're right here on my UMO. We're going to go to Moye Library. I hope you've been to the library website because we have a lot of really good resources for you there. So we're going to start here on the home page. Let's start our search for the databases for a reference database. And I would suggest that you use Credo Reference. Here's a link to it right at the bottom of the page. This is a reference database that will give you background information on your topic. And I'm going to do a basic search for Piaget and cognitive development. I'm actually going to put this phrase, cognitive development, in quotation marks because I want the database to find that exact phrase. So I'm going to go ahead and execute my search. Now, you'll notice that I've got 259 articles. That's a very large number of results, and that tells me that my topic is very broad. In almost all databases, you'll find the filters over here on the left. I can go into the subject filter and get just the articles that talk about education. That gets me down to 55 results, much better. I can look at those that contain some sort of media. I can specify the date range, and I can specify the length. All databases have filters to help you get just the results you need, but the filters vary from database to database. So I'm going to look at the name of the reference book that this first article's in. It happens to be an Encyclopedia of Special Education. So let's go ahead and open up that article. And I mentioned that our topic is pretty broad at this point. I may want to scan this article if I'm interested in cognitive development as far as special education is concerned, but I might also want to look at the subtopics in this article just to give me some ideas of how I could narrow down this topic. And then I could scan whatever section looks interesting. I can also go to the very bottom and find my APA citation. I can copy and paste that into my references page, but I always want to check these ready-made citations with a reliable source to make sure that it's done correctly, because I have found errors in these. So I'd want to check it against the APA manual or against the Purdue OWL online. Either one of those would work. So I would find the format in my APA manual, for instance, for an article in a database. Then I would check this citation against the format of the one in the APA manual to make sure that it's done correctly. So Credo Reference is a great database to help you find background information so that you can focus your topic. So let's go back to the home page. So let's look now at a subject-specific database. We're back here on the home page of Moye Library. I'm going to take you down to the bottom of the page and choose All Databases. I'm going to go to All Subjects and choose Education and Teacher Resources. And you can see that there are many databases here that will be helpful to you. The one I want to show you today is ERIC, Education Resource Information Center. This is a government database. I'm going to go into Advanced Search, and let's stick with our Piaget and cognitive development. And then I'm going to add preschool or preschool hyphenated or early childhood. So the ORs are telling the program to get either one of those options. I'm going to go for full text and peer reviewed. and I'm going to search. I've got 16 results. That's good. The dates are from 79 to 2012. I'm assuming with this topic that I don't need research from the last 5 or 10 years, that even something from 15 years ago might still be helpful. So I'm going to leave that as is. And I'm just looking through these titles. I'm going to open up a couple of these and see if there are any subject headings listed that it might be useful to me. There aren't in this one. Here's the abstract or the summary. Let's look at one more and see if there's subject headings that might be helpful. There are descriptors, but I don't see subject headings per se. Again, an abstract to let you know if this is something that you're interested in. Here's the full text of the article. I'm going to go back to my search terms, and I'm going to go over here to select a field, and I'm going to put Piaget in the title and see if that limits it a little bit. And I now have 3, but they all have Piaget in the title, so they might be a little more focused on what I want. Let's try another one, and let me show you how to get this article. There's no full text button over here, so I'm going to go right here, full text from Eric. Click on this. I'm in the Eric government database now. Download the full text. And here it is. So this is using a subject-specific database. In this case, the subject is education. This is a very well-known database for educational resources, and I think will be very helpful to you. Sometimes it's easier to search in a single subject-specific database than it is to search in a collection of databases where you sometimes get a lot of information that you don't need. So let's head back to the home page. We're back here on the library homepage, and this time we're going to talk about searching for peer-reviewed articles in Worldcat Discovery. This is the Worldcat Discovery search box. This is for the basic search. You can search for articles, books, or videos. I'm going to take you over to advanced search because that gives us a few more search options. Now you'll notice that it says search Moye Library and beyond. Worldcat searches not only what's cataloged here in Moye Library, but what's cataloged in many other libraries in the United States and the world. So it gives you some options of not only finding things that are available to you through the databases here at Mount Olive, but also it gives you options to get things through interlibrary loan through other libraries. So this time, here's our advanced search screen. Let's use Vygotsky, and notice that this index here is set as the default is keyword. This one is set as the default title. We're going to change this one to keyword. And notice that this operator says I want to find both of these things. I'm going to leave it at and. Vygotsky and preschool. Okay, I only want peer-reviewed articles. That's what we need. And notice that I've got over here these 4 databases that are the default that this program searches. The first one, according to the description, is a business database. I don't want that. Academic Search Complete and ProQuest are comprehensive multidisciplinary databases, so I'll leave those. And Worldcat searches other libraries. We can either leave that or remove it depending on whether you're interested in interlibrary loans or not. At this point, I'm going to take it off because I'm not really interested in getting something from another library. I want to see what's available to me here through Moye Library. So I'm also going down into these categories, and I'm going to find the one for education. Here it is. I'm going to open that up, and here is ERIC. And remember, we looked at ERIC as a subject-specific database. Also, here are ProQuest education journals. I'm going to choose that. I'm going to go back up here and save. So now I've got Academic Search Complete, ProQuest, ERIC, and ProQuest Education. So I've got my search set up. I'm going to go ahead and this will get me started. And then I might have to narrow it down a little bit. For some reason it didn't pick up the peer-reviewed, so I'm going to go ahead and choose that. Here are my filters over on the left. I'm going to tell it that I only want the articles that I will be able to get the full text for, not just bibliographic information. I'm now down to 27, and I'm just glancing through the titles. Here's something about playful learning, language learning. I'm just finding a way. Here's another play, imaginative play, speech and creativity. Now, I could open up any one of these. If I click on the title, it's going to give me the short record and the long record. The thing I like to look at in the long record is the view description. And I see right here, major theorists such as Piaget and Vygotsky recognize the significance of play. So I'm going to go back up here to my search, and I'm going to add play and keyword :play. And I'm going to go back to my filters, and I'm going to say keep the selection for the next search. So I'm telling it to keep these filters that I've already set. And then additionally, I've added another keyword. So let's see what we get this time. And I've narrowed it down to 13 articles, and hopefully they'll all have something to do with play and Vygotsky. And I could just check that by looking at the summary. Let me find in this page. Okay, it looks like Vygotsky has been cited there. Let's see if play is on this page or in this summary, and there it is. Okay, so it looks like I've got a pretty good selection here. 13 articles that are peer-reviewed, full text. Looks like we got 10 from ERIC database, 3 from education journals. So I can start looking at the description, reading the summary, and make a decision about whether I want to use this article as one of my sources. Notice that you can cite it. Here's the APA citation. Make sure that you double check these citations against a reliable source. You can email it to yourself, or you can save it. If I save it, it goes to my items. Notice that it's got one item listed here that I saved. And you would want to log in. I'm already logged in, or make yourself an account so that you can create custom lists and save your tentative bibliographies. That's very easy to do. So this is how you look for peer-reviewed articles in Worldcat Discovery. It's a very simple process. If you have any questions, please get in touch with any of the librarians at Moye Library. In fact, I'll show you where our contact information is. I'm back on the home page. There's a link to contact us, and you find the email addresses and phone numbers of any of the librarians. You also can do a live chat with us. There's multiple ways to get in touch with us if you need our help finding sources. Please don't hesitate to call us. Thank you so much for listening.